Welcome to episode 7 of the Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. I'm Chuck Beast, and this is my good buddy Joel Norton.
What up?
What up, what up, what up?
You almost forgot the intro, didn't you? You're reviving the music. I could tell it.
No comment.
I could tell.
Well, I wasn't exactly sure. Is this episode 6, 7? I don't know. We're going with it.
I think it's 7.
It's 7.
Yeah, I believe it's 7.
I'm pretty positive.
What's up, peoples?
How we doing?
Chuckles, you want some whiskey here, bud?
Absolutely.
All right, we're getting some whiskey out. What did you
Worst
been up?
part is, I said I was done drinking during the podcast, and now he's offering whiskey.
Well, we went, 2 weeks without drinking on
Yeah.
a podcast, so we're celebrating a little bit. 2,000 views.
Oh, wait, didn't we just hit 1,000 last week?
That's what I said, yeah. Like, we jumped a whole another 1,000, and so we're growing, guys. We're happy. We're growing. We're working on it. Tell me when, Chuck. Tell me when.
That was good, bub.
Bam. Yeah, what have you been up to this week, bud?
Oh, I had a bowling tournament out of town this weekend.
How was that?
That was fun.
Where at? If you don't mind me
Out in,
asking.
Canton, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Real quick. Shout out to my brother. Got me this new Riff single barrel bourbon for my birthday.
Oh, that was bad, bud.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You know what my favorite part about that bottle is? It took you like 2 weeks to get it.
Yeah, because Chuck just trying to steal it.
No, he tried to leave it at my house.
There you go, bud. Right over the equipment. We're super smart like that. Oh, yeah. It's good stuff. So, Canton, Ohio. What's, I actually thought maybe you were, I remember you said you were in Canton. I thought maybe you were at the Hall of Fame.
No, actually, my dad and grandpa went there Friday.
Really?
Yep. I went there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, same. It's not something I think I'd visit all the time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
It's cool for sure, but
it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. Like, first time you go, it's not something I'd want to do every year,
yeah,
but definitely like every 4 or 5 years, I'd like to go back.
it's kind of funny with the Hall of Fame thing. My buddy, last time I was there, it was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
My buddy was the next day he was going to school to be a cop, and he had a test to get into the academy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I'll be all right. So nothing's probably going to happen, and we end up going out to Cleveland and then end up going to Canton for the Hall of Fame. And as we're going up all those steps, twists his ankle.
Oh, no.
That's like the most memorable part about the Hall of Fame for me was that he twisted it and he was trying to blame me the whole time. He's like, you made me go here. He's like, if I don't get in the police academy, it's your fault. He made it.
Oh, man.
He suffered through. Yeah. But no, that's pretty cool. Where'd you guys rank? How does that work? I've never really been to a bowling tournament.
Well, with tournaments, it's a tournament for the Eagles. It was an Eagle State tournament, but that how that works is there's like 5-6 weekends of people coming to bowl, and then they rank you from there.
Oh, okay. So you got to wait for rankings technically.
Yeah.
I see. Where are you guys at right now?
Oh, come on. We go there for fun.
I gotcha.
We're not that good.
Not that good?
No.
Gotcha.
Had a few too many.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I had a good time Saturday night.
You having a few too many? Never.
No, my dad was worse.
Your dad was, I would like to see your dad.
Oh, it was so much fun. Me and Brandon were sitting there talking like, hey, should we stop him? And I'm like, I don't know. He's having too much fun. I don't want to stop this.
You're like, he's old enough to learn from his mistakes, and this is going to be one.
Yeah, well, worst part is 7:40 in the morning. I wake up, call him, and he answers, hey, how's it going? What? Huh?
He's like, this ain't my first rodeo, bud.
Like, you were falling on the ground.
And he's like, nothing even happened.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, just the morning coffee. I haven't got my morning coffee. Like
He
one
was
of those.
fine.
He's on his.
Yeah, he was perfectly fine. I'm like, this is weird.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot going on this week. Well, that's not true. Exactly. It's been kind of a crazy week, but I did, what is it? Friday night. Was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. I ended up watching that, oh my gosh, an anime, which was hilarious because somebody asked us to watch a couple other animes.
Yeah.
And the one of them they requested was I just got done watching it. So I was like, hey, I think it was Saturday morning. I saw that comment.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, I already watched this. It was My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, I'll
So
have to watch that this upcoming week.
Definitely a good kids movie, I'd say. You got to go into it with like a childlike mind. I mean, it is a very like childlike fantasy movie, but or show, anime.
I mean, how long did it take me to watch Frozen just because I didn't want to watch it alone?
And I watched that with you. I watched Frozen with you. You know what the best part was, though? You know who convinced me? I'm like, I ain't watching no Frozen because my daughter's a baby at this time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to watch a kid's movie without, them a little bigger. And Mitchell's like, Frozen's freaking awesome. Watch it. Quit being he said some choice language, I'm sure. And then I was like, all right. And then you were like, I really want to see it, but I ain't watching it alone. I was like, all right, bud, we're watching Frozen, I think.
Yep. And I think I watched Frozen 2 alone.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a man.
And then I saw...
I was a boy then, but now I'm a man. I can watch this by myself.
Yep. I don't remember what it's called, the Maui movie.
Oh, that's a good one. That's got to be one of my favorites.
That was also really good.
Yes, I love that one. With The Rock.
What's that called?
Oh man, it's gonna bother me now. All podcasts. It's gonna bother me all podcasts.
It's gonna bother me too.
Oh my goodness.
And this is what idiots look like.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the dang movie.
Me neither.
That's just sad. And it's going to bother me all podcasts. It's going to disrupt all my train of thought. If I can't talk, if my train of thought gets messed up, it's all his fault.
I got this. I'm looking it up. I can't do this.
Yeah, you just don't want to get blamed for all my... You're like, I know Joel can't talk straight. I know it. Dude, last week it was rough for me. Did you see that? I tried to re-listen to something. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't speaking. I was like speaking another language half the time. I was like, what's happening?
I didn't notice that.
I'm off sometimes. Moana. Bam. That's it.
Best part is, that didn't even come across here. There's no Moana there.
I see little bits of color.
Yeah, same. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah. And you popped in your head, huh?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Moana's amazing, dude. I'll get down with that. We're going to talk about Disney this entire night. We're going to talk about kids' movies. Yeah, Friday night I watched My Neighbor Totoro with the girls. Saturday, woke up, took the girls, Freya had her cheerleading. So that was fun. Sat there, watched a bunch of kindergartners play basketball. It's just chaos. Half of them are taking it too serious. The other half are just like wandering around looking at the ceiling. I guess it cracks me up. And then they stop it. There's 6 quarters for it, which threw me for a loop. Yeah, but they're like 3-minute quarters.
Oh, okay.
They don't stop.
Real short.
They don't stop it. Yeah, and I mean it's chaos out there. Obviously, they don't know. They trying to teach them the rules, and it's hilarious to watch.
A bunch of kids running around
so
throwing basketball.
In between quarters, then Freya comes out and they do their little cheer to each side, and then they got to go with the grandparents and Cassie's parents, and we got to have a little date night. Yep. So we went to Smoky Bones.
Nice.
Which is freaking amazing. I sent you a picture of that burger.
Yep.
And after we did that, went to Barnes & Nobles, meandered around for a bit, see what was out, and did a lot of Pokemon Go stuff, actually.
Of course.
Freezing my butt off when we did Pokemon Go stuff.
You know what's nice about your Pokemon Go stuff? You haven't harassed me about that in a couple weeks.
No, it's not a mission. It's not a mission, so that's the only time I bug you. Sorry, Chuck. Sorry to bug you to play a game with me. No, but then we went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home, which we'll talk about later, but
absolutely
very fun, and came home, played Minecraft, me, Cassie, Jordan, for a good minute.
Nice.
I felt a little bad because Mitchell was getting on, but by the time he got out of work, I was so tired, I was like, I'm hopping off. But then we played Minecraft almost all day after the girls came Sunday. When they got home, we played Minecraft pretty much all day, and we were able to play with Mitch. And then I think Jake Jake was playing something else. Jake and Dan my buddies were playing Dying Light 2, but I was in there playing Minecraft and BSing with them. And that was fun. Today has been another chill day. I had it off because the girls, it's President's Day, so they're off school. So I put in a last second vacay, and I got to hang out with them all day. We did. Watch a Pokemon movie, one of the new ones that just came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle.
Was it good?
Yes and no. There were some issues I had with it. It was like it was in the jungle, and it was basically one of these a baby gets raised by Pokemon, which they've done before, but it was in more depth, and it wasn't bad by any means. The issue I had was at the end of the movie, spoilers, a kid uses a Pokemon's power, like an actual human being. And I was like, not buying that.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, so that was the only issue I had with the movie, but it knocked it down to a 5 out of 10 for me, probably.
Yeah.
But it was a kids' movie, and they enjoyed it, so that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
And I'm not that hardcore about Pokemon to care if they're going off canon, or I'm like, that doesn't fit, but whatever.
No, he just plays Pokemon Go and loves Pokemon.
Pokemon Go is good exercise.
And he has Pokemon decks.
Meanwhile, I'm driving around, parking at each spot to get what I want to get. I ain't walking nowhere.
Because you're Thick Boy Nation, baby.
Thick Boy Nation. Yes, exactly. You're catching on, bud. I legit, the one time I was like, Cassie and the girls they were gone, and they were going to be gone all weekend. So I got out of work. I was working at 12. Got out of work, and I got a text from my buddy Ben. He was like, hey, there's shiny Pokemon everywhere today. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm driving through Grand Rapids, and I was like, you know what? So I parked, and there was like spinners everywhere. So I'm spinning it. Drove to like 3 different spots in Grand Rapids, spinned all the spinners, fought all the gyms, conquered all the gyms. I'm like, I know none of these kids are going to come back out and fight for a while because it's raining. So then that was my whole day.
You stay away from my town.
We live really interesting lives. You're claiming Grand Rapids is your own?
Well, I mean, that's my address.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Just because I'm in the middle of nowhere from there.
Surprised you don't go to the Dollar General there. I remember you said that there were like, they were all kind of.
There's 3 of them from my house.
Yeah.
Distance. It does.
Oh, they're all. I really. I mean, swore.
There's some of them are a little further, some of them are closer, but they're basically the same.
Do you pick random stores in different towns just to spice things up yet? Have you gotten that? Yeah, you've already gotten there. Yeah.
Dude, I'll come out here to Napoleon every now and again just to go to Walmart.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel you. I do the same. I'll go like, I'm gonna go BG today, or am I gonna go Naptown? Which one am I gonna do?
Well, BG's a little far for you, isn't it?
No, because I'm working.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'm like, either I get it on the way home from work, or yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
Anything new in the realm of entertainment for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how we saw the Bel Air trailers.
God,
during the Super Bowl.
Great. We're gonna talk about. Did you watch this finally?
Yes. I binged it.
You binged it?
There was 3 episodes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
so I watched all of those on Wednesday.
Oh boy. Thoughts.
And then the next one came out on Thursday, so I had to watch it right away. It's good.
It's good.
Good.
Really?
Yes. It's so. If you think of Fresh Prince of Bel Air, take away a lot of the things you already know about the characters.
Okay, yeah.
Take them from that time and put them in now.
Okay. So it's updated for the times.
Yes. And it really shows more of the depth of the different characters.
Okay, does it take a lot of comedy aspect out?
Yes.
So it is strictly drama then?
It is a drama.
Interesting. But you're saying
But I'm hooked.
You're recommending it, basically.
Absolutely. I'm hooked.
He's just doing this to spite me. That's all he's doing. He's doing this to spite me.
You have to watch
He probably didn't even watch it. He just run his mouth.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Stressing me out.
The best part is, right from the beginning, they're showing more of the Will Smith backstory.
So him getting in trouble and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Was Will Smith a creative person on the show?
He's one of the producers.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so that makes me feel a little bit better about it. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Maybe I'll give it a chance once I'm caught up with a bunch of stuff.
You gotta watch it. I mean, you finished a season of Vox Machina. You can at least watch this.
It's so good, bruh.
I think I made it to episode 7 so far.
You made it to episode 7? They kind of lost some of the comedy aspect as they go on, but the story is really good.
It's so good.
They didn't mess around. They did quality.
Whoever made this campaign.
Yeah.
is wonderful.
I need to watch Critical Role or listen to it or however that is. Just seeing this, I'm like interested now. Like I avoided it just 'cause everyone talked about it. I'm like, I've been into D&D. I don't need to get into D&D. You know what I mean? It's already been a thing. But after watching the show, I'm like, wow, there's like a lot of stuff going on, and like it doesn't feel cluttered.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I really like about how the Vox Machina has been so far is the animation of it. They really take what you would normally, when playing D&D, would be in your imagination and just put it in your face.
Yes, absolutely. And I do like that they do a lot of D&D stuff in it, and it doesn't feel weird or clunky at all. Like it feels very like, oh, this is supposed to happen. Like it feels right.
Yeah, like he's supposed to hit him. In the
whereas
right
now. I can't give you an example, but I've seen stuff where you're like they like try to make a D&D and it like sticks out so bad that it's almost like you're like, oh, I like this because I like D&D, but somebody else who doesn't like D&D is gonna be like,
I can't say I've seen much of that.
Yeah, here and there. I don't know. This is done so well though. Like it just there's times where I'm like, I feel like this should stick out. Like it's hard to explain for me.
Yeah,
but it's really good. Yeah, I'm digging it. I find myself wondering, what level are these guys? Because I feel like if they're low level, I'd get decimated by half the stuff they're fighting.
Oh, they got to be a higher level, at least something.
Yeah.
That barbarian's fun.
Grog is one of my faves for sure.
Yeah.
Him and the cleric connect, like just their relationship cracks me up.
Yeah, and one of my favorite parts is when he stabs that tongue.
Oh yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, like there's like some good stuff where they're like, oh yeah, you do this, and he's like, Grog never gets to have fun. He just wants to kill a bunch of people. I was like, wow, yeah, that show's amazing, dude, for real. I finished The Boys.
Oh, both seasons.
I'm done.
Uh-oh.
Both seasons, baby.
Do you know when the third one comes out
I
yet?
have
Or
no clue, but I'm excited for it.
so am I.
God, it's such a good show, dude. Like, I don't even know. Like, it is effed up beyond effed up.
100%.
Like, I mean, it is. Woo, it is out there, but it all makes sense in some way.
Yep.
Every time I'm like, why is Homelander like this?
Yeah.
Why? And then you're like, oh, well, I mean, he didn't have any parents, and he was born in a lab, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. Some of the wild stuff he's into.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to get into that, but wowzers. You've been warned, guys. If you're watching, you're like, what in the hell?
Watch it. Just watch it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
No kids.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yes. Do not bring your kids. This is not a Marvel show.
No.
Holy. Yeah.
You watch this after the kids go night-night.
Yes. And you make sure they're sleeping. Oh, man. Yeah. It's graphic and I love it, dude. I like the whole premise. It's like a bunch of vigilantes hunting superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of these shows, too, where you don't really... Everybody has struggles, even the bad guys.
Yep.
And they're like... They show those struggles, so it almost feels like a grimdark feel. So it's like... It just all feels real human, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got their terrible side of them, but everybody has their good side of them as well.
Well, the one thing that I really like about it more than I like about anything from Marvel or DC that I've seen is the fact that it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It feels super real.
It feels like if we had superheroes in this day and age, this is what we would get.
Just like every time you're like, oh, I understand what's happening. It drops a floor and you're like, I didn't understand what was happening. Now I do. And then it drops another floor and you're like, is this how the government works? Because I don't like it. Starting to get into that punk music a little bit more, and maybe they're on to something. I don't know. It just
maybe that turned me into the punk music.
Yeah, maybe that's what it did. And you're like, wow, there's a lot of issues here. You can say that about any government, though. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, this show is it's good. It's good. Yeah, I finished the second season of that. I'm really excited for that to come back. Oh, your little fuzzball.
It fell.
It fell off?
It fell. I was adjusting and it fell.
My daughter made us stuff for our podcast room.
Yeah.
And then I have a little and I love you. Got that hanging up here.
Wow, you're making a lot of noise over there.
Sorry, guys. It was worth it for the I love you. But yeah, no, she's cute. She's very crafty. She loves it. She gets that from her mom because I do not have the patience for crafting.
Yeah, but
Oh, bro,
the creativity's still there.
You don't even know.
You just can't put it together.
The creativity might be there, but the issue is the patience is not there. I'm better now than I was, but when I was a kid, I remember we had to like weave baskets. You know what I'm talking about? Where you like take with paper and you like weave them in and out.
Yeah.
Right. I got about halfway through that thing. All the other kids are done. And I was like, yep, screw this, crumple. I was like legit angry. I'm like, yeah, this is stupid.
You're terrible.
I know, dude. That was bad.
Oh, so another show that you need to watch.
You're going to add more to this list?
Yes.
It's ever growing since we started this damn podcast. I quit because I can't keep up.
No, you don't.
Oh, my God. I think this is your secret plan all along. You're like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to agree to Joel's podcast plan. I like his idea here. But what he doesn't know is he hasn't watched TV and movies in years. And now he's going to watch them every night.
Yeah, but you see, there's this double-edged sword because you wanted to start the podcast and then you wanted to surprise me with things on the podcast.
That's as far as I had thought this out, though. I didn't think like, hey, Joel, you're going to have heaped with homework of TV shows and movies. I watched more TV and movies in the last 2 months than I have years. I'd probably say 3 years. It may be 4.
Yeah.
It's that bad. So I watched You All the Boys. Vox Machina. I got him. The guy got Vox Machina. And then what else have I watched?
Want to go to Chipotle?
Chipotle. With anime. I watched all of Cowboy Bebop. I watched all of that one movie we were told.
Are you going to make me watch Cowboy Bebop now?
You don't have to watch Cowboy Bebop. Okay. I won't put that. You want to go into that naturally, we'll talk about it. You like after you watch it for sure, because I enjoy it. But it's not something I enjoyed going into originally. I was like, this is really weird. And then like 6 episodes in, I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. Cowboy Bebop. What's the other anime we watched? Howl's Moving Castle.
Yep.
Doom Patrol. That was pre-podcast, but I'm going to be watching that next. It's my next thing on the list.
Have you caught up with me yet?
No. End of season 1, so I'm going to start that, and I'll let you know as soon as I finish the... You're in the beginning of 3, right? Season 3?
I think I might be mid 3.
Okay, so...
But I'm trying to hold off on that.
Yeah.
So you can catch up.
I'll let you know when I'm like just starting season 3 then.
And I'm currently watching The Good Place.
The Good Place is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that show.
So you saw that?
Oh, I've seen bits and pieces because it's a show you can just kind of jump into randomly.
It's better when you watch it straight through though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Ted Danson. Cheers, because I grew up watching Cheers.
Okay.
And
who's Ted Danson?
Jesus Christ. Why am I I can't hack it. He's in Cheers, Chuck.
Yeah, no, which actor?
Oh, he's the guy with like gray hair, tall, skinny.
Michael?
His glasses.
The guy that's running it?
Yeah, I think he's like a demon or something in that.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's that. Obviously love Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Kristen Bell. Who doesn't love Kristen Bell?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like Kristen Bell, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
I wouldn't go that far.
Ashamed, I say. No. But it's a really interesting premise. And I do like, have you got to the one episode where they're like, it's like moral questions of good and bad. And he makes it really cloudy. He's like,
I love Cheaty.
Where he's like on the train. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this one yet?
On the train.
Yeah, I only remember little bits of it. So it was like he's on a train with a person and the black dude that's in there.
Yeah, Cheaty.
Oh, Cheaty, yeah. So, and he's like, so I'm going to ask you some questions. And he starts asking like, which is the right way? All right, so your train, we're on a train right now, track split, and you're going to kill, you can't stop the train in time. Just, basically like, you can't stop the train, I believe it was, in time to not kill somebody. So they're like in this made up whole scenario.
Yeah.
And there's 4 people on the other side and 1 person who's his friend on the other side. And then he's like, so which is the right choice? So he picks his friend and then he's like, splattered, like just covered. And he's like, oh, like PTSD low key about it.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, I was just like, dang, yeah. Cause like,
but I love
it was a good point. Cause moral questions are easier. People think they're really easy, but when it comes down, sometimes.
Well, my favorite part about it is that he can't make a decision.
Yeah.
About anything.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That is a phenomenal show.
Yeah. But if you like that, the TV show I was talking about that you need to watch.
Which one?
Upload.
Upload. I never even heard of this one.
It's on Prime Video.
Prime Video. Okay.
It's a Prime original thing.
All right.
And it's very close. It's got a lot of similarities with The Good Place.
Okay.
Which that's why I started watching The Good Place.
Oh, because you heard that it was similar.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's about what happens after you die, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gotta watch it.
I watched another episode of How I Met Your Father.
I have not watched another one of that yet.
I'm behind you still because you watched all three, right?
Yeah.
I watched the first one and didn't go back to it because I was like, I want to finish up the other stuff I'm watching.
Yep.
So I watched an episode of that, and then Cassie was falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, How I Met Your Mother's on here. I put that in. God damn, does it feel like going back to a good friend?
That's my favorite show. Like there's,
I said it before. It took me a little while to get into it, but as soon as I started rewatching, I'm like, nah, I like this thing from the beginning. It gives you warm feels right out the get go, and
I love Ted.
I think what soured me on the show is it was stretched so long. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the actors didn't want anything to do with it. They were so sick of it at that point. They were like, whatever we gotta do is wrap this up, dude. This is getting ridiculous. And then they started borrowing a lot of stuff from Friends.
Yep.
And that's when it started bothering me. But those first few seasons were just 100% gold. Like,
well, shoot,
phenomenal.
I love Neil Patrick Harris as Barney.
Oh, dude, he's amazing. Yeah.
There's nobody else that could have done that.
And it's extremely ironic that he's like a womanizer, but he's gay in real life, and that cracks me up as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's hilarious. Yeah, I love that show, dude. It's such a good show. I know a lot of people were really torn about the ending. For me, I liked it just because it felt kind of realistic. So in some ways, not for everybody, obviously, but like it's definitely a possibility of something happening.
Oh yeah.
But I know a lot of people that watched the ending. Actually, I think my parents were kind of like that. They watched the ending. They were like, nope, the show sucks.
Well, the one thing that I really didn't like is I knew exactly what the mother's name was from the beginning.
From the freaking beginning, yeah. And that's the parent telling the story. That'd be Ted. Thanks, Dad. Drag us through all that crap.
Just when you already told me your name.
Yeah.
Just dragging out stories. It's like my buddy Mike.
Yeah.
Just never shuts up.
Shots fired, Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
If you're watching.
If you ever actually watch it.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? He's going there?
Shots fired.
Man, you're vicious today.
Meh.
You're vicious. I saw There Will Be No More Avenger movies. Did you see that? Who's that dude? Kevin Feige?
Feige?
Is it Feige?
I don't know. Sounds right.
It's like Feige. Feige.
Oh, I think it's Feige.
Feige. Guys, let us know in the comments what is the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, because they can really type out the proper
They can
pronunciation.
Google it where we can't Google it right now. Huh. But yeah, he said there will be no more Avenger movies. That was the last one. Endgame was.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Because that was the Avengers thing, and now I don't know if they're switching to like Young Avengers, but I think that's the route they were going.
Well, I feel like it's kind of hard to do the Avengers when I think Cap's out, right? Captain America's out.
Yep.
Iron Man's out.
Yep. But the multiverse is open.
It is. And
you just plug and play at this point.
Ooh, boy. Yes, I'm excited for the multiverse. Let me tell you, bud. I'm actually, this Spider-Man movie got me all excited about Marvel. For real. Honest to God. Highs and lows.
Highs and lows. Now?
Before we get into Spider-Man rant.
Okay.
It's about midway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always
You want to start us off with your high? Okay.
How about you start? You want to do lows first or highs first?
Let's go lows first.
God damn it.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you got to start this one for sure.
My dryer stopped working.
That does suck.
And I took it apart.
Oh my God.
The belt broke. I can replace that.
Oh, okay. I'd be lost since I took that apart.
Well, I mean, I've never done this.
YouTube?
Nope.
Really? Oh, dude, YouTube. You gotta check that out. If you're ever struggling with something.
Oh no, if I'm struggling with it, but I took the back off, took the vent out, kind of shifted some things, took the top off, and then I just saw it.
You're like, oh, belt.
I'm like, I should have just taken the top off right away.
Yeah, and then looked in.
Because I just reached in, grabbed it, pulled it out.
Order a new one.
I already ordered it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's not too bad. My low. I have a low, but I'm not gonna air it on the podcast. I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Okay.
But
give me something.
Anything. Yeah, I know. I like dragging this out. I like dragging it out a lot. My low is that I had to see your ugly mug today.
That's rude. And Milo's
No.
has great tea.
What?
Milo's sweet tea. It's a thing.
Oh, okay. My low is. I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
That is a low.
That's a low, my friend.
I did that today.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that. I guess that's kind of next week's low, but I don't really have a low besides the thing I already brought up. High. What's your high, bud?
My high is I got to go out of town for a bowling tournament. Got to hang out with a bunch of friends. See one of my buddies. He bowled really well and he won a lot.
Yes.
So that
Good
was
for him.
fun. That was good to see. Seeing my dad hammered on vacation.
Yes.
My goodness. Hanging out with my grandpa. Always a good time.
Always solid. You got to enjoy those moments while you can, especially, as we all get older.
And it was more like, it was a guy's trip for the most part. I mean, a couple of my buddies came. They brought their fiancés and stuff. So that stuff's cool.
Yeah.
We just all had good time.
It's
hanging
always
out.
nice when you're like, well, for the most part, it's a guy's night. And then when some of the like ladies start coming with us and they fit in right
Yep.
in, and you're like,
Exactly.
yes, perfect.
Yep. Like my buddy's fiance, she fits in perfectly with all of us.
I don't think I've ever encountered that where you have like somebody that's just like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, and they don't fit in with your.
Right. Yeah. As a matter of
I
fact,
don't
we're
know.
sitting there and my grandparents, they're one of their good friends.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, don't you know there's a lady sitting here? Because I said some things, just having fun. And I'm like,
Of course he did.
yeah. And I looked at her and she just started giving it right back.
Yeah. That's always nice.
That's what we do.
She's gonna insult you right back, bud.
Oh yeah.
That's the way you like it. My high. Oh my gosh. Now I got to come with a high.
This shouldn't be that hard.
You know what's funny about these highs and lows? Legit, the only time I think I've ever done them was Sunday school and church camp. And this is what it takes me back to every time we do it.
You know what my favorite part about the highs and lows is?
What?
You always struggle to come up with them, even though it was your idea.
Oh, dude, you should have seen me in actual groups of strangers. You know what I mean? Like I'm at church camp. You already know how awkward I am. I don't know any of these people. And it gets to me, I'm just sweating bullets. I'm like, I don't have anything. They're like, just anything. You know what I mean? They're trying to call me. They're like, oh, anything.
Best part is,
And you
if
just
it wasn't cameras,
freeze up.
he'd be frozen right now.
I don't know. I'm used to your face. So, guys, are you annoyed by highs and lows? Put it in the comments. Up, thumbs down. What do you think about these? Do you like seeing me struggle?
Yes.
I think that's the only reason you like it. I think that's it. That's it.
That's my big reason.
I have an easy high. I got a high.
Oh, about
I
high.
got a high. It was easy. It was easy.
He
I
had to
think
stall
about
for 5 minutes, but here we are.
it. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do in life, bud. Whatever it takes to get by. Got to take my woman out for a date, and that does not come often with the kiddos because you want to take them everywhere with you, and
Yep.
like you go to the theater, you want to take them to the theater because that's more fun. Yeah, no, it was a good time. It was much needed.
Yeah, you guys deserve that.
Hell yeah.
Well, she deserves that.
She deserves it. Yeah. I don't deserve it at all.
I mean, she's got to put up with you.
Yeah.
That's bad enough.
It's a lifelong chore for her. She ain't getting out of it. So
Somebody made a mistake.
yep. As soon as I got married, I was like, yes, she's trapped. No, I was kidding. Just kidding. No, she puts up with a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I know that's right.
love you, baby. Yeah, those are my highs and lows.
I mean, shit, at this point with you comes me. That's a problem for her.
Yeah, she has to deal with you on top of dealing with me.
Yeah.
It's double the trouble. The bearded brothers. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. What else? Anything else new, bud?
No.
I
not
thought I
really.
saw some
What other,
interesting. I did see some interesting stuff, actually.
Oh,
after.
now I'm scared.
No. It was good stuff. First of all, we'll lead with I saw the lead singer of Bowling for Soup. I think it's Jared Reddick or something like that. It's coming out with a country album.
Oh.
I saw that, immediately thought of you. I was like, I imagine it'd be like a pop punk themed with a touch of country. You know what I mean?
The best part, I don't really know Bowling for Soup.
You do.
Do I?
Guaranteed.
Okay. Well, I
They
don't
sing-
know that I do.
They sing 1985.
Okay, I definitely do.
Yeah, you definitely know that one at least. And they
Yeah.
also sing like,
I know they're super mainstream stuff then.
yeah, absolutely. There's a few other ones like, oh my gosh. You could say hi. Gosh. She just comes in here. Get out of my room.
Hey, You be nice to her.
She made soup.
Yeah.
That's probably why she came in and checked on us. She's like, are they ready for soup, guys? We're cutting this really early today.
Soup.
Bruh, there's a spider crawling in the light.
Oh, that is dope.
No, it's not.
Why not?
Not a fan of that at all. We gotta light this whole room on fire.
For a spider?
Mm-hmm. Look at that little bastard.
Oh, he's cute.
He's trying to reach for me.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's not feeling his way
Fucking
around,
hate
just making sure he's
spiders.
where he's at.
I hate him so bad.
Are you just staring at the light now?
Yes, I am.
Hey,
Blinded by the light.
you leave my light alone.
But yes, you definitely know some of the Bowling for Soup songs.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember. There's another one, but it was like basically like compares high school to grown up life.
Okay.
And we're all still interested in who's sleeping with who or whatever, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I can't remember the dang high school never ends. High school never ends. You definitely heard it. You're just still stubborn. God, I hate you.
I'm sure if I actually heard it.
In entertainment news, though, I saw that Stranger Things is dropping a 2-part season, and that's May 27th and July 2nd.
Do I need to watch this?
I'm stuck in the second. You would love it, probably. Actually, you really probably would enjoy it. The first season's phenomenal. The second season, I lost interest halfway through.
Why?
It just didn't feel the same to me. But I probably will finish off the second season just to see if it picks up. Plus, I have people bugging me about it, and so I'm like, I'll give it a chance. The first season is great though. It's a bunch of kids playing D&D, and they end up having to face a real monster. Let's just say that.
Okay.
It's not horror exactly, but it's light. I'd say it's a thriller.
Okay.
And it's just, if you like D&D, just like I feel like I love the whole setup for the show for that first season, especially.
I don't like D&D
The acting's so good.
at all.
You hate D&D?
Hate it.
Dude, D&D sucks.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Freaking nerds. We've come full circle. Episode 2, we were complaining about people hating on it or whatever. I think it was season 2 or 3. We're hating our episode.
Wow.
Woo, we're way ahead of
We
ourselves.
haven't been here this long.
Episode 2 or 3, we were like complaining about people hating on, and I'm over here, you guys, a bunch of nerds, D&Ds and
Just so you
demons,
know,
demons and devils.
if you play D&D, I love you. That is all.
Well, guess what?
What?
We have more news. D&D, people playing D&D, the numbers of that have hit record lows
Really?
because of your comment.
Yeah, okay.
Got you son of a bitch. You were all invested too. You're like, oh, what? I'm just over here.
This is what I have to deal with.
Yes.
And I deal with this on a regular basis, not just on camera.
You love it.
I don't know why. Oh, so any other good TV shows you've been watching?
TV shows. No, I did the Fish the Boys, Vox Machina. I will say, I don't know if I brought this up already. Did I already bring up Arcane? I finished that out a little while ago.
The who to what?
The Arcane. Next time, when we're all done with the boys and the Doom Patrol swap, we should swap another TV show again.
Okay, we can do that.
But yeah, that was like an animated. It feels like you're watching a video game cutscenes,
Yeah.
but they make it a TV show.
Okay.
It was amazing. Like, loved it.
Well, I got a vibe that when you play in a video game, like one of those normal games where it's just you play through this story, I feel like that's kind of like controlling your movie
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
because you're invested in the storyline, not just maxing your character out. Or it's not an RPG.
Yes,
It's the video game itself.
yes, and it was pretty gritty, felt real. It was good, very up your alley actually,
Okay.
especially with like your world setting that you're working on,
Yeah.
or that you're not exactly working on, but that you were envisioning.
Right.
Kind of fits in that little realm, and I
Okay.
think you would dig it. Ted Lasso, so good.
Is that the show name?
I'd go out on a limb. Yeah, I'd go out on a limb and say it is worth getting an Apple subscription for a month to power through that whole season or whatever seasons are on there of that. I sat down to do work on writing, and my normal setup is Cassie will watch TV, and then so I'm at least near her, will write next to her. And a lot of times it doesn't work out for me because I'll get distracted if the show is good enough. And
Yeah.
this show was good enough. To give you an idea, We watched the first season. There was 2 episodes I didn't get to see out of that season because she watched them without me. Oh, I raised hell. I raised hell in this house. I was not happy, let me tell you. I was like, how dare you? And she's like, I didn't even know you were watching it. I was like, how dare you?
You know, as a single guy, I still don't understand that.
What?
You can just watch them without her then.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
Oh, God, Chuck, it just...
Why are humans like this?
Because I don't know, I don't know. Why are you judging me right now, bro?
I have friends that get the same thing from their women,
But it's more fun to watch together. It's like going to see a movie with your buddy. Like, it's like, oh, hey, Joel, you want to go see the new Spider-Man or whatever movie? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then you chat about it. Gives you something a little new to talk about. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then, you know what I mean? So that's exactly, it's more fun because especially when you're like married with kids and your whole conversations they weren't like when you were first married, but as you move on through your marriage and the kids are getting older, all your conversations start going around the kids. So then kids aren't there, and you start talking about the kids a little bit, and then you run out of stuff to talk about because they're not there, causing new havoc or whatever.
And then you're in an awkward, stale relationship for no reason.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
No, I guess I mean,
like
it's
vibes.
awkward and stale when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, somewhat. And that so watching the movies and TV together helps spice it. You have something to talk about or discuss, and you're like, oh, was this right or wrong, or like depending on what you're watching, right? You have a horror movie, and she's like, why'd you make me watch this? You know, like that kind of stuff.
I mean, you could always talk about your day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to talk about. No,
Why not?
I hate talking about work.
No, your day. You ain't got to be work related.
That is my day, bruh. That is my day. I work, get off work, come home, hang out with them and her and the kids. The kids go to bed. She does whatever she's doing a lot of times, and then I'll do my writing for like an hour or half hour, and then we'll watch some TV together. So that's the day. And she doesn't want to hear about my writing, most likely. She's not into fantasy exactly, so she might like hearing the process, but she doesn't want to hear about the fantasy itself. And I get all excited about that, dude. I'll start going, you've heard me. I'll go. I will go, dog.
You want to hear him rant? I could just set him up, and he'll just go.
I kind of want to tell you about some stuff I'm working on with the Dragon Band, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it off because it's pretty dope, and I don't want to.
Tell me off the air.
I'll tell you off the air. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying that like our relationship is stale either. I'm just saying like it just adds a nice little tang to give you something to talk about. Because we both know what's going on in our day-to-days. Yeah. She goes to work, and then I go to work. We come home, take care of the kids, and then we talk about what we dealt with at work.
Yeah. Obviously, me saying that's not assuming it is. That's just me questioning and trying to understand.
Right, yeah, because, you exactly what you said. You're a single man, and you're like, why is this like this? I don't know if that's the case, but for me, it just adds a nice little tang, something to talk about or reference to, and then...
And it gives you something to complain about when she watches it without you.
Absolutely, yes. That's the major part of it, actually, is I get to complain and bitch about something.
You just love complaining.
Like, listen, you already did all the chores around the house, and now you're watching the TV without me. I was sitting on my ass in the other room the whole time. This is bullshit. You could have came and got me.
That is definitely the vibe I get from this.
That's not true. That's not true. I do all the work. I'm the
please.
I'm the housekeeper.
Please. When's the last time you did dishes?
Friday.
Wow, that's a shock.
Yeah, suck it.
That's surprising. I remember a while ago. It had been like 3 months.
No, it might have been Sunday.
Really?
Not this Sunday. Sunday before.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're getting better about it.
I did some dishes for Valentine's Day. I really hate dishes.
I know.
Hate it. I'll clean toilets over dishes.
You want to know the last time I did dishes?
For real. Well, you got a terrible situation going on in your household. Do I need to tell the people? Slave labor. It's not good. It's fucked up. This isn't funny, Chuck.
Really?
Fucked up. His poor brother is doing all the fucking hard work.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, okay. All of it.
Brandon, if you're watching it, we love you, bud. Keep up. Stand up to him more.
You know, I get home from work and he's tearing the dryer apart already.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, I got to jump in.
Yeah.
You got to help him out.
That initial guilt. You're like, oh, damn, he's doing more stuff by himself. That's, yeah.
Well, yeah, totally. Jesus, Joel.
Get some whiskey in me. Let's go.
I don't do dishes. That's all I was getting at.
Yeah, I mean,
That was the entire like agreement and everything. When you're talking about them moving in, I'm like, you guys move in. I don't do dishes. You guys do dishes.
do you make
Brandon likes doing dishes.
do you make him pay rent on top of dishes?
Yeah.
Damn, you're fucked up. That's exactly. See what I'm saying, guys? No, yeah. If somebody likes doing dishes over and you guys have an agreement, that's different. You know what I mean? For sure. Me and my wife both hate dishes. So what it's come to is we use disposable plates, but we're getting away from that because the earth.
Hashtag be an adult.
No, hashtag save the earth.
Bro, do the dishes.
I explained to my daughters today why we're not using those.
Yeah.
While we're going away from like paper towels and stuff. She's getting like, they're like even napkins. I'm proud of her this year. This was her thing this year. She wanted to be a little more green conscious, I guess. But she got napkins that are.
Who did?
They're basically Cassie.
Okay.
They're like rewashable napkins, but it's technically cloth. It's like
so kind of like the like if you go out to a nice restaurant.
Bingo.
Okay.
So just little things that we're moving away from, and yeah. So what it's come down to is I've been trying to wash more pans, and then she washes the other stuff, and then the kids, they do chores as well. Just because I think that helps with gives them a nice little sense of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not like strict with it. What we do is the only way you're gonna play video games is if you work for it. So if you want to play Minecraft, that's fine. And my daughters are very, very sensible when it comes to that kind of stuff. They'll do the dishes regardless.
Yeah.
So like they'll fill the dishwasher and they'll fold laundry.
Okay.
And they'll do this on their own. Really, I don't even have to ask, which is impressive.
Fantastic.
Which is impressive. Yeah, I don't even have to ask. And they'll do it and they'll be like, hey, can I play video games? I'm like, well, we're running a little low on time today. What do you think about doing? And they're fine with moving it around. Like, oh yeah, I just did laundry so 3 days from now I can play video games. So I'm like, all right, because a lot of times they do without asking. And you're like, well, sorry, babe, we got to run. We got to go do stuff. So you can't play tonight.
Yeah, I saw this one method that some parents were doing with chores where they like write down on a postcard when they ask their kid to do a chore.
Yeah.
And they don't do it.
Yeah.
So they'll just write something on a postcard.
Okay.
And then when the kid asks for something, they just hand it to them. Like, hey.
Yeah, guess what?
You didn't do what I asked, so no, I'm not going to do what you asked.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool idea. Now, for you, from the sound of it, maybe you do the opposite.
Yeah, no, like we're trying to get with Freya. We made a deal with her. We're like, hey, listen, because she was doing a chore probably every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, I'll get you PlayStation Plus so you can play Minecraft with Aunt Jordan and Uncle Jake, Mom, me, because she couldn't really play online with us.
Right.
We'll get you PlayStation Plus, but you're going to have to do chores for it because nothing's free, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Mom and Dad have to work for that money. So if we're working, that means you have to help out around the house. So every day you would have to do a chore. So she'll come home every day. First thing she's just got off the school bus, picked her up from Mom's. She's been there for a half hour chilling. Get home. First thing she does, takes off her stuff, starts working on a chore. Doesn't even need to be asked.
That's fantastic.
I was the complete opposite as a kid. This is bullshit.
I found a way to get fired from my chores.
Oh, fired from your chores.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
sometimes you just got to outsmart them.
There were some different consequences for me.
Hey, you have to dust. Cool. Things break. I'm not gentle.
Wow. See, my parents would handle that completely different than your parents, I think.
Yeah, well, my dad just got, he handled it some type of way for a while. And then eventually it got to the point where something was breaking every time.
Oh, you were such a rebel, bud.
And he was tired of his stuff breaking.
And you're like, all right, this ain't working. Yeah.
Yep. So then I just got fired.
That's hilarious. All right, before we run out,
Yep.
let's do this. Let's talk about
All right.
Spider-Man. Guys.
First off, there's a big spoiler alert here. We're about to dive into what's going on with the new Spider-Man movie, No Way Home.
We're going full spoilers.
Yep.
So listen, if you guys have not seen it, turn off this episode now. We love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna jump into the Spider-Man thing before we exit. So there will be nothing really after this. We're gonna talk about the Spider-Man movie with heavy spoilers. and then we're going to end the podcast. So if you're exiting now, just want to say peace out. We love you. Thank you for jumping in and watching. But as we go on, the spoilers are here. Chuckle's favorite time. He's waiting for this all his life.
Not all my life.
All his life. Don't let him lie. Don't let him lie. This podcast is everything to him. Look at him. He's tearing up right now.
Everything
He's
to
tearing
me,
up. He's
yeah.
tearing up. He's tearing up. We won't even do a Midwestern goodbye today.
Wow. We're doing a Midwestern cut sequence.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
I
no
guess
longer
we're just giving them time.
we're doing the Midwestern thing now is what's happening.
All right, you know what? I'm just going to dive right in.
Exit. All right. Batman. Let's go.
What? Batman?
What? Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Spider-Man.
All three Spider-Men.
You just jumped in there. Somebody was driving. They're like, listen, asshole, I can't get away from my phone. And you just jumped right in.
Yeah, I didn't tell him it was Tobey Maguire.
We're talking about the Spider-Man meme, by the way. We're all pointing at each other.
Yeah, totally.
All right, guys, we're starting. Spider-Man.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Spoilers.
Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield.
God, yes. Now listen, I'm going to start off with somebody told me that it was better than Endgame. To you, you're high. Not true. Not a chance, okay? I'm just going to lead with that, but phenomenal movie all the way around. For me, it gets 8 out of 10, where Endgame got a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Those two movies, it boggles my mind how they made everything so good in those Infinity War movies, just because there's a lot of things being juggled. And so for that, I think those are way better than this.
You know, okay, so certain creative aspects, like towards the end when the rift was opening.
Yes.
And you saw the different things coming through. Fantastic. If you look closely in the silhouettes,
This is Spider-Man.
you could see different things coming out of those silhouettes,
Yes.
like
One of them
Rhino
looked
and
Rhino.
a lot
Yep.
of the other things. So that was amazing. There was a couple little spots that I questioned for a while, but I watched it twice because I had to go back and redo it because I had to be sure.
Okay.
So the silhouettes there, the part that was confusing me was at first I thought that, you know,
I thought at first
the original spell was forget who Spider-Man is.
Yes.
And it would clear everything up.
But it did the opposite.
But since they messed that spell up, he had to go with a different spell, which was forget who Peter Parker is.
Yes.
And that made more sense to me.
Yeah.
But I had to watch it twice to understand any of that.
Right.
But I thought the coolest part about it was all the things coming back. They're really filling in all those areas, trying to save the bad guys. But then I question, like, when they get sent back to their timeline, because the last thing that they remembered was they were dying.
Yes. So, guys.
So when we send it back, are they just being sent back to die, which is what I'm assuming?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I think they'll play around with it. They'll fix something there, but I don't understand how, and they're going to have to explain that to me.
I think it's going to be an alternate universe takeoff. Listen, just because of what they just did, if I'm not messing this up totally, okay? So Tobey Maguire, his trilogy, that third movie, a lot of, what?
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
The third movie, a lot of people hated that movie. A lot of people disliked it.
Which one was that? Was that the one where Green Goblin died?
The symbiote.
Oh, okay. Venom.
And he was dancing and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and people were all, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite movie, but I didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't as good as the first two Spider-Man.
Right.
So, is Doc Ock in that third one?
I don't remember.
It's been
the
so
real
damn
movies.
long. Regardless, there's rumors now that Tobey Maguire will be in Doctor Strange 2. I just saw those surface today.
You talking about Multiverse of Madness?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know that Multiverse of Madness definitely looks like, from the spoiler you got from your after credit scene,
Yep.
we're gonna get evil Doctor Strange.
I didn't stay long enough.
You
I thought the Venom part was the part, and we left. I thought that was the after part. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
No.
I'm like, Venom's getting added in, awesome. And then went to like the actual credits. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
well, the
I'll
thing I
have to
really
YouTube that.
like is that Sony's working so well with them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's huge to me. Because you got to. Like, you want Spider-Man done right, this is how you do it. And I can't, like, honestly, I think that, okay, I'm not remembering, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah.
I personally believe he's the best Spider-Man we've had.
I don't know about that. I don't. He's definitely a good Spider-Man.
Now, I feel like he fits the comics better.
I don't know, man. See, I grew up with that '90s Spider-Man cartoon. I didn't read the comics, so I judge all my Spider-Man stuff off of that's fair. Cartoon.
Yeah,
and to me, the most realistic one was always Toby, and I thought Andrew was spot on. But a lot of people didn't like the Andrew. Was it Garfield? Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, I enjoyed his too.
I did. I thought they messed up the way the lizard looked a little bit, but other than that, I was like, that's a really nitpicky thing to
yeah. And honestly, I loved all 3 series.
Yeah, but Andrew, his third one got canceled. He never got to finish out his trilogy.
Yep.
And this breathes that opportunity in.
Yep.
Hey, now you can go back. You can do 3 different Spider-Man movies at the same time, all separate actors, and get away with it.
Now, the only thing that could possibly affect that is how the contract's written up with Marvel and Sony.
Think about this. Yeah, but Sony could go out and do another Tobey Maguire movie.
And that's the kicker. Is the contract written up that these movies have to come out first for Marvel? Or can they do simultaneous Spider-Mans?
It's a good question. But now that I saw this, I want to see 5 Spider-Mans. Because we're missing a few. I want to see Miles
Morales.
Yep. I want to see Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
So I want those to get included in the mix. I would love to see somehow. The only thing I disliked about the new Spider-Man movie, and it was how they ended it, where the spell actually succeeded, and everybody forgot him. I understand it was a really good sacrifice, right? It meant something, but it was almost like it was as a writer. I think this is why it bothered me. It was an easy reset button. Oh wow, we have a lot of lines going here, and what's the easiest way to get rid of all these lines? Reset.
Can't get rid of all of them because they opened a new one.
And what's that?
Hobgoblin.
I'm not following. How
Hobgoblin.
If everybody forgot his name though.
Ned during when they were in the house. I don't know if you saw, but by the sewing machine, there was a Hobgoblin costume being made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is Ned, right? The friend? Best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next to the sewing machine, there's a Hobgoblin costume being made.
Yeah, but that doesn't open up anything.
But it opens up for him to become Hobgoblin.
Right, but that's what they did was all these previous lines that were connected to this movie.
Yeah, they cut that stuff off.
Gone. So now they don't have to worry about any canon before that, realistically. Because everybody forgot who Spider-Man was.
Well, that's what the multiverse opened up to.
Right. That's why I was disappointed with it. Because you just opened up all these possibilities and then you snipped all your lines from previous.
Yeah.
It wasn't that complicated where they had it. They could have just left it alone. Like, hey, sorry, kid. Everyone knows who you are. You're going to have to find a way to cope with that. And then,
well, that's the Iron Man theory.
I don't know.
That's where Iron Man went with it. Everybody knows who I am, and I just don't care.
Yeah, I just felt like it could have shown him coping with that, and then him and his friends understanding and just exploring that aspect more. All the stuff that happened. Everybody remembers them, but now how they have it set up, it kind of screws with if they ever want to do the Spider-Man thing again, where they bring those people back because they don't remember him now.
Yeah, but I also think that another big thing that you see there is that it gives Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man that opportunity to grow. And it definitely shows that that's how a young man in that position would act, because I'm going to provide for my friends first who got kicked out of college because of me.
Fair enough.
And I could fix it this way. And this is the only way I know to fix it. So I'm going to do it.
Fair enough. I understand that aspect of it. Absolutely. It just, for me, with all the other stuff going on, I want the Spider-Mans to be able to come back. And I think it makes it more complicated now to have them come back.
It does.
But I'm really hoping Andrew gets another Spider-Man movie, because I would love to see him. His acting was phenomenal in this new movie. And I think it really showed his... Okay, there's a scene where he saves what's her name? Zendaya? He saves Zendaya.
MJ.
Yes. Lands. And he starts tearing up because he just saved Tom Holland's MJ, but he wasn't able to save his own. That shit hit me, dude. I was like, wow.
I mean, that wasn't his MJ, but...
No, that's the point.
What was that other girl's name?
No, wasn't it? I thought
that wasn't his MJ. That was a different girl.
He said earlier that his MJ died. In the movie, he said that.
I thought it was.
I swore he said my MJ passed away. I lost MJ in my life. I thought he said.
I think he was talking about his version of MJ.
That's what I'm saying.
Which I think was a different girl's name. I don't fully remember, but
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Is when he saved her.
Oh yeah,
he just
it was
saved,
a big redemption.
He
moment,
saved
for
the
sure.
other Spider-Man's MJ where he wasn't able to save his own.
Yeah.
In his world, and he instantly started tearing up, and I was like, "Damn, that's phenomenal fucking acting, dude.
Yeah.
So good." And Tobey Maguire was great as
Dude, I
as
love
always.
I've been stabbed before.
Yes. Oh, and then I was like, oh my God, they just killed him off. And I was like, that seems cheap. And you know me, I fucking love it when superheroes die in movies.
know you do.
And I'm like, yes, it feels realistic. Somebody died.
It broke my heart when Black Widow died.
I stopped watching Marvel's movies for the longest time because it feels so, it's not that I love watching superheroes die. The issue is I go into a movie like, oh, cool, it's about Captain America. I know he doesn't die. You know what I mean? It just bothers me the whole time watching. Seriously, swear to God. And so through the movies, they're like, "Oh, he's almost gonna die," and you're like, "Okay, he's not."
How do you watch any movie then?
Because like what? Like
any movie?
Name one. Name one that would bother me.
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Okay, great.
Good guy doesn't die.
I don't know that. Why
How not?
How? What do you mean? How not?
It's cinema.
No,
90% of the time, the good guy lives.
No, especially not in today's cinema. You mother.
Talking about cinema,
You
bro.
set me up. No. So think about it though. Game of Thrones. I'm watching Game of
Never
Thrones.
saw it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm explaining it to you because you're apparently uncultured. Okay.
Hey, no. We said we're wrapping up. We're not going to dive into all these.
No,
extras.
real quick. I'm just going to real small. They start axing main characters all over the place.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Most cinema today that I watch personally, you don't know if the people are going to survive or not. But going in there, I know Disney is not going to give up their moneymaker unless that actor decides he's going to quit.
Like Iron Man.
So when I think it was Civil War, they're like, oh, 4 people die in this. I was like, oh, wow. So maybe I don't go into this knowing what happens. And then like one person, maybe. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So I was very disappointed with Marvel just for that. I understand it's great for the kids, but it's not personally what I'm looking for, right?
Right.
So in this, though,
so that's why you love the boys right there.
When they stab yes, exactly, because I do not know who's going to live. That is a prime example, the boys. I have no clue who's coming out of this alive.
Yeah.
And by the end of season 2, you've already seen the people they've axed, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Who's next? Please don't kill this person. And you're like begging in your head. That's what I want. I want to be on my hands and knees. Please, God, don't kill this person. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be left on the edge of my seat. Whereas I know Disney's not going to give up their money makers unless because they're thinking it's so business-like.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I want Captain America to die, but there's a few side heroes that I'm like, you could have just, you know what I mean, just to make it a little more realistic. But it is what it is.
I did love how they axed him in the way they did.
Yeah, and then when Toby got stabbed, though, I was like, I was offended, legit offended. I was like, oh, hell no, you didn't just axe him and like use him for your money making and just you're throw him to the side. And then he's like, and I'm like, is he dying? The whole time I couldn't even concentrate what was going on. I'm like, is he dying? Is he dying right now? And then he's like, is this really happening or am I dying? And they're like still making jokes about it. I'm like, okay, he's gonna live. And then I was like, okay, this is great. There's also a scene where Tom Holland kisses Zendaya. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher that name because I'm so used to MJ.
That's her character's name.
What?
MJ.
Right, but I don't understand how is it MJ with Zendaya?
That's her name. The actress's name is Zendaya.
Oh, I thought that was in.
No.
I honestly didn't realize that. Okay, that makes more sense to me because people kept calling her that. I was like, oh, I thought it was MJ. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense to me now. All right, thank you for explaining that. So he makes out with her at the very end before the spell makes it forget everybody. That kissing scene felt very much like the Spider-Man we grew up with. The way it was shot, just everything about it felt very much Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire. And I liked it. I don't know if they planned it that way, but it very much felt like that. And I appreciated it so much because it felt nostalgic almost. Yep. It wasn't like how Marvel now would handle the kissing scene.
Right.
I don't know. It just like the lighting and stuff. It just felt very much like the Spider-Man we grew up with.
The emotion.
Yes.
There's so much emotion behind that.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was just the lighting. It felt very 2000s. And I appreciated it. It didn't feel bad at all. Like I very much appreciated it. I was like, okay, that's good. It's a very solid movie. All in all, 8 out of 10 for me for sure.
Yeah. What gives it the 8 out of 10 for me as well,
Oh, 8 out of 10. All right.
yes, is the comic relief throughout it.
Yes, very good.
Especially from Tom Holland
Mm-hmm.
and Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
Towards Tobey Maguire. They're like, that comes out of your arms? Does
Ye-
it come out of anywhere else?
Oh my God, yes, that was
Cracks
hilarious.
me up.
Hilarious.
So you'd never have to worry about a jam, do you?
Yeah.
It's like they're like making fun of him because it comes from his wrists.
They said that original scene where they all show up on the tower or whatever.
Yeah.
They had to reshoot that like 12 different times. They rewrote it 12 different times, the whole
Oh,
thing,
I'm sure of it.
because they couldn't decide on how they wanted to approach that whole scenario.
Or when they started working as a team. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2.
That was hilarious.
I'm like, are they ranking it themselves?
I don't know if you caught it, but in the laboratory where they all go pointing at each other, that was the meme.
Oh, yeah.
They purposely did that because of the meme.
Yeah.
So they all pointed at each other like, "It's him," and then that was the meme. I was like, love it.
Like, Peter Parker.
Yeah, I was pissed though because my buddy told me Daredevil was in the movie, and the second I saw him, it distracted me for a good 15 minutes. I'm like trying to decide whether I text him in the movie theater. You piece of shit, you lied to me. Because I was like,
He was there.
yeah, I was like tempted not to even go see this movie originally. I was like, whatever.
Who tried to ruin this for you?
Nobody. They wouldn't answer questions. I'm like, listen, I'll go right now and see this shit if you tell me Daredevil's in this. Because I love the Daredevil movie. And they were like,
Well, that's good for
And they-
him.
and they
Then.
go-
He kept it quiet.
they're like, yeah, Daredevil's not in it. And I was like,
He's not.
and then I put it off till it was almost out of theaters to see it because of that.
You know what? Daredevil is not in this movie.
He's in the movie.
No.
Murdoch is.
Yes.
Who is
Murdoch
Daredevil?
is in it.
He is Daredevil.
Yeah, but
He doesn't need a
Daredevil
costume.
never shows
he
up.
still grabbed the brick. That's a Daredevil move.
That was
Thank you.
badass.
It was. And he's like,
How'd you do that? I'm a really good
I'm
lawyer.
a really good lawyer. Yeah. Solid movie all around. Very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually started watching Daredevil because of this movie.
Oh, that's why you started watching.
Yes.
That's such a good show. Very heavy on the drama, but it's
Yep.
good.
And now I kind of got to watch Punisher.
You have
because
to
of
watch
it.
The Punisher. You got to watch The Punisher now. Absolutely.
You see all the TV shows? I'm getting flooded over here, bud.
You poor thing. At least you were already watching TV before this. I wasn't. People are like, why is he not gaming? This is why. Right here across the table. And you guys in the comments, quit commenting. Just kidding.
No,
we love
keep
you guys.
commenting. We love you. We don't love him. We love you.
If anything, do it to fluster me. Have some fun with it, guys. But I think we're gonna wrap this up, bud.
Yep, I think that's about it.
Send us home, baby.
Oh, yeah. And that's it for episode 7 of the Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. That's Joel Norton. I'm Chuck Beeson. Peace.
Oh, yeah?